My name is Avinash. I am one of the founders at Global Talent Exchange. We're about a couple of years old now. This idea came about way back in 2007 when we hosted our first, Return to India show. We took companies from India to the US to, bring back talent. And ever since then, it stayed on my mind, and we kind of now have, made it a reality by building a platform for talent looking at, opportunities back home.
So my name is Shamla Jai Kumar, and I've been in the industry for over 20 years.
I have about 2 decades of total reward compensation experience, primarily into software IT space.
Siddharth here. I lead HR for NXP in India.
Myself, I currently work with IDC Infotech for the last 3.5 years, responsible for the global talent acquisition for the organization.
Myself, I'm Sanket. I've joined Ola Electric almost 2 years ago.
I'm Sonali Desarkar, and I head up the HR and the talent acquisition, the people function for Automation Anywhere.
So I'm Yadu Nandan. So I'm one of the co-founders of GTX as well.
Technology today is, pushing the boundaries of human possibilities and working towards making life better across the world by accelerating social, financial inclusion. It's also taken the critical task of making people and the planet healthier. With India emerging as one of the largest technology hubs and companies in India chasing these, audacious goals, it brings emerging technologies at the forefront, right? Let's hear a little bit about the story from your organization perspective.
Providing that visibility with a forethought in mind. When I say forethought in mind, about showing a near-term future irrespective of the changes in the environment.
And you need to offset with the cost arbitrage. We will, continue to remain, a destination of choice from a talent growth standpoint.
So it's more of a continuous learning for talent, as well as continuous innovation and, digitization is what I would call it.
We need to embrace our ability to engage with this talent, their families, and their inhabitation in India.
The first and most important thing is the nature of work you do, and that's that will determine the kind of talent you're able to attract, whether it's locally or from outside of India that you might be able to bring in either in the form of expats or even localizing some of them here.
When the demand spikes up, there is no limit to the certain components that we will pay up to get the right talent.
Do you also see the challenge in terms of some attrition happening at your end, especially in the niche areas?
People are eager to join and revolutionize the way we are trying to think of mobility from an overall perspective.
But how do we kind of counter that, right? Do we really open up our gates in terms of not letting our talent go out of the country for education? Can they not sustain here? Can we not build in more innovation within India, right? And start building that so that the talent pool have value coming out of India itself.
A little more in your control is the talent that you have in your organization, and so retaining them and providing them enough opportunity and reason to retain them has never been higher than it is today.
The role that India plays overall in terms of from a talent population standpoint, both in terms of the impact, is huge within the organization.
Every touch point, irrespective of the support teams or as the delivery team, you need to have a consistency in keeping the employee wow factor.
Are you known as a brand externally? And that becomes critical because, and that ties back to the EVP, but more in terms of saying, is it something that if I join, will it really add value to my resume? And that's a far longer process. It's not a tactical piece. It's more strategic in terms of how do you build that brand where it becomes aspirational.
Is there a sense of, are people coming back? Do you see any success stories there?
Catalog the services, you can catalog the skill competencies so that there is an industry norm of what that individual is, who can be used by every company when there is a scope.
It was great, seeing you all and talking to all of you.